Yo, what is up, you guys? So today we're back here with episode number 2 of our 60 to 99 overall No Money Spent series, featuring our 6'11 Chris Bosh build. In episode number 1, we decided to kick off our grind at 60 overall by starting the out of bounds storyline. Our Chris Bosh was able to dominate the high school scene as we got flown out to Los Angeles, made one of the top club teams out there, and dominated the club scene. After that, our agent let us know our best path to the NBA would be to forego college and fly overseas and start our professional career over there. So at the end of episode number 1, we were left with a decision whether we want to continue our playing career in France or Spain. And that's exactly what we're going to be picking up in episode number 2. Real quick, I just want to say, if you guys are enjoying the series, you guys want to see more of it, dropping a like, it really does help out. I appreciate all the love on episode number 1. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button if you guys want to see more of this series. So like I said, in episode number 1, we were able to dominate the high school scene, and we left off that episode at a 66 overall. We were then presented the option to play with 2 teams, either play in Paris or play in Spain. And the main difference I could see between these 2 teams is that we get to play more minutes in Paris and less minutes in Spain. So ultimately, we did decide to go to Paris.
Bonjour, it's me, MP, and I'm coming to you live from France.
So now that we're in France, as you guys know, this is a Raptors inspired Chris Bosh build. Eventually we are going to be rocking the long dreads just like Chris Bosh did in Toronto, but we'll be saving that hairstyle for when we do get drafted into the NBA. So I did decide to go ahead and put on these dreadlock coils, showing that Chris Bosh's hair is starting to get longer. And also these are going to be the uniforms that we are going to be wearing for Paris FC basket. They look all right, nothing too crazy. I do think our high school jerseys look better, but nonetheless, we do have a job to get done over here as we try to make it to the NBA. After that, I did go ahead and throw a max +2 on our shifty shooter badge, which is going to boost that up to gold. We currently don't have any other options for these max +1s or +2s. So after that, it was time to kick off our professional playing career overseas. And our first opponent is going to be Benoit Lambert. Now, I'm definitely about to butcher a lot of these names, so please forgive me.
If I'm outplaying this guy on the same court, in the same game, and he's projected to go second round, what does that make me?
It's looking like Benoit is a projected early second rounder. So this is going to be a tough matchup in our first game. And here we go, kicking things off. Jump ball time. We do win the tip. I give it to our guard. I'm going to set a little screen out here, get to a pick and pop on our first possession. You guys know that's going to be money. Chris Bosh out here setting screens. That's exactly what he likes to do. Get to the open spot and knock it down with that smooth stroke. Coming back down, we set another screen, matched up against Benoit right here. Gonna get a nice Kevin Durant go-to shot out of the post right there, creating plenty of space for us. That's gonna be quick 4 points to kick off our playing career in France. Next up, we're gonna get our first rebound on the game and start making some progress on that Boxing Day GOAT skill. Coming up the court here, get a little bit of space open for a 3, but we gotta play team ball out here. This is professional, so definitely a step up from the high school level. Our teammates are going to be better, as you can see right there. Our teammate is going to knock down the 3 ball to give us a 3-point lead. Setting a screen right here. We're going to pull up from deep. Not even a GOAT skill active, but we're able to knock down the 3 ball with such a low rating. Love to see that. Chris Bosh getting a screen set for us right here so we can get that GOAT skill locked in right there with back to basics. We definitely want to take advantage of that out here. Getting a block now. Look at the rim protection at the rim. Chris Bosh wasn't the craziest defender in his time, but he definitely wasn't nothing down low. Solid block, up to 19 points on the game now. Running a screen, seeing if we can get a 3 ball up with this GOAT skill. But you know what? We'll just go to our new equipped DeAndre Ayton go-to shot. That is the DeAndre Ayton go-to shot. You guys can see a nice little dribble move, just creating some space. We're just settle for an easy mid-range once again and knock these down. Our first game is looking really great out here. We're up to 25 points, 4 rebounds, and a nice 9-point lead. Benoit getting it in the post right here. He kind of looks like KD out here, rocking the number 7. Trying to attack us at the paint, though that's not going to happen. We do have ourselves bronze anchor, or I guess it's called paint patroller, down low, as I get a nice drop step and finish off that inside bucket with the green light. Setting another screen here. They don't realize that Chris Bosh can stretch the floor with his 6'11 frame, as they give us some more space from downtown, and that's going to be our 30th point on the game. Pushing up the court. We do get a small meter right there, but it is a meter nonetheless, and we get ourselves a nice driving dunk. We are now up to 34 points on the game, showing off the dribble moves a little bit now. Chris Bosh taking that one in. Nice Euro step, and that is going to be enough to secure this one with a 21-point victory up against our first matchup. We're gonna get 200 bonus VC on top of the 1,253 that we do earn from our overall performance in that one. And so after that, we are going to be making an upgrade to our stats. We're gonna be upgrading our speed, our agility, and our vertical. The vertical upgrade is going to give us a bronze pogo stick. I did notice a little bit out there we were lacking on the speed at this professional level, so I do want to make sure that we could keep up with the athleticism up against our new professional opponents that we're going to be playing against out here in France. Moving on now to our badges. In that first game, we were also able to upgrade our set shot specialist up to silver, which means we can now apply a max +2 badge to it. So we did plug that in right there, and we now have set shot specialist on the Hall of Fame level, really going to help out on those standing 3 balls and mid ranges. And moving on to our second professional game out here in France, we're going to be matched up against a guy named Vincent, who is projected to be a late first-round pick.
Faut you be more prepared. If this is how you get ready for games, then we will have an easy time tonight, huh?
So you guys can see there is some beef going into this one. Our My Player did decide to do a little interview with this Vincent guy before the game. He didn't really appreciate how little we knew about him. So yeah, this one might get a little chippy out here, but nonetheless, we have a job to get done, and that's trying to make it to the NBA. Starting this one out with a screen though, our guard decides to pass up, passing it to me on a wide open mid-range and taking a tough mid-range for himself. Was a little bit surprised that he didn't want to give that one off to us, but hey, we're out here playing with pros. Our teammates are probably a little bit more confident and looking for their own shot. So this will be a good adjustment for Chris Bosh to get used to, where at the professional level, we will definitely not be the #1 option out there. In our next offensive possession, I do get the ball and settle for a nice mid-range shot. That go-to shot, it does activate our gold shifty shooter. So we'll be getting a nice boost whenever we do use that go-to shot out there. And right here, I am going to hit a little jab step. Looks like I have a mismatch when it comes to the height, so I know we're going to get a clean release on that one again. Up to 4 points and 2 rebounds in this one. This time, setting the screen. We're popping. He's not stepping up. They do not think the 6'11 frame out here is shooting from all the way out there, but that's exactly what we're going to do with it. Chris Bosh now coming down with our 3rd rebound on the game, running the court. Look how quick I'm running down here. We do have our GOAT skill active. Our dunking stats are boosted. So I'm calling for the alley-oop as I get behind the defense. And this is looking like a clean finish from CB4. Now, right before the end of the second half right here, we're up to 16 points and 7 rebounds on the game with an 8-point lead. I'm trying to play for the last shot of the half. It looks like they're setting the double team. They gave it right back for me. Once again, I'm just going to pull up. That is an easy jumper, and that's going to give us a nice 10-point cushion going into the second half. So far, Vincent hasn't shown us much, but 10-point lead isn't anything crazy. We got to make sure that we keep our foot on the pedal in this second half. So that's exactly what we're going to do up here, matched up against Vincent. He's going to try to take us off the dribble, but CB4, we got the rim protection out there, getting a nice contest at the rim, picking up the rebound, going coast to coast all the way, being patient down low. That was a nice pump fake for our 22nd point on the game. We are going to settle for our go-to shot once again. I love this DeAndre Ayton go-to shot. I do hope it's also good to use online eventually when we do start taking this build online, because up against the CPU, it is really useful out here and getting a little bit of space from the midi. Vincent's going to take a tough 3-ball right there. We're going to pull it down for our 10th rebound on the game. That is going to be our first double-double out here in our professional playing career overseas. And then we're going to settle for another green light. Hall of Fame set shot specialist activating right there. Chris Bosh now being patient in the triple threat, passing this one off to our teammate, cutting down low. I think I'm going to be able to get the dunk, but we are going to settle for the little tip-in right there as we get ourselves a massive 29-point victory in game number 2. And of course, that will be enough for 3 stars. We're going to get ourselves a nice chunk of VC out of that one.
But this is all going according to plan, all right? This time last year, you weren't even in the 2K 250. Now the NBA is looking like a foregone conclusion. Let that sink in.
And our agent calling us to let us know that we are doing our thing out here in France. We just have to continue what we're doing, and it's looking like a guarantee that we are going to be in the NBA next year. So you already know what that means, man. We got to hop into our next game. Our third matchup is going to be up against an opponent named Louise. And Louise Dupont is projected to go in the mid-first round. So a really good matchup right here for us. First possession on defense, we're able to get a nice contest at the rim, but unfortunately, it does take us out of position for the rebound. Luckily, they do miss their second chance attempt. So right here, I'm just going to run right in front of the rim, get to the open spot right there. Got a nice height mismatch down low, and we're going to take that easy bucket to kick off the score. Now tied 2-2. Hall of Fame set shot specialist. We have it active. We got to knock it down. Only with the 50-something three ball out there, but we're able to knock it down with that smooth stroke from Chris Bosh. Able to pick up our first rebound of the game as well. So now our teammates, we're passing the ball around a little bit, and we do get a little sloppy right here. You guys can see this team is definitely bringing the defense. They force me to pick up the dribble. I'm able to get the ball back, almost throw a turnover, settle for a go-to shot right here, and we do clank it. So now we have to run back on defense. DuPont with the ball now. Like they said, he is a high flyer, so we got to make sure that we're protecting the rim out there. I am going to give him a little bit of space from three. They don't get in the ball back, so we'll take it. Pushing up the court now. I'm running the court. I'm trying to get over here on the wing after missing our last shot. Got to make sure that we get a good one here. And I'm able to find our star point guard in the corner right there. A nice play to get him open for the three. Now it's my turn. Same exact spot. Chris Bosh getting inspired from his teammate, knocking it down in the corner. I got to do the same. We're up to 13 points total as a team, and I have 10 of them. Chris Bosh out here playing some defense now. With two-way tenacity active, we're making the most of it, picking up our first block on the game. Really good defense at the rim, making the most of our bronze paint patroller. As we run the court, ball almost gets turned over, but we're able to pick it back up and clean things up down low. Look at the team. They're showing up for us as well, playing some great team defense. Everyone's playing inspired. We want to get this W, and we're trying to get a statement win out here. Now with a 13-point lead on the game, I'm trying to get these pick and rolls in order to get our GOAT skill active, which eventually we do, but we're going to save it for the second half. We don't need the GOAT skill, though, to knock down our open three balls, thanks to this Hall of Fame set shot specialist. And starting off the second half here, we're going to activate our GOAT skill now. Our shooting stats will be boosted as we get a nice DeAndre Ayton go-to shot. Gold shifty shooter lighting up once again, and we're pushing the lead up even more now. Chris Bosh getting a nice step through on the post move right here. 29 points on the game total. We got ourselves a 21-point lead now. Passing this one out of the double team now. They're sending doubles at Chris Bosh, but he's able to pass it out, pick up an assist, and look at this defensive play right here, protecting the rim protection. We needed it in this game, and it is going absolutely crazy, but we're not done with the highlight yet as we get a nice dunk meter right there. Finishing at the rim, showing a little bit of everything that we can do in this game. Look at the beautiful block coming over on the help side. That would have been a wide open layup, and then finishing it off with a poster slam down low. I believe that is a Mario Stoudemire dunk package that they gave us. But nonetheless, man, we get ourselves a huge victory. And of course, that is going to be enough for the 3 stars, the 200 BC reward on top of the 1,200 that we do have. So now we're up to 3,800 BC total. And now for our last game here in France, this will be huge as we try to make the NBA. This one's going to be for the championship, or we're going to have our toughest matchup yet.
What do you expect from your opponent?
So you got hot at the right time. But we have the best players in the tournament, the most experience, strongest will win. I expect him to lose.
And as y'all see, this man Ali is the reigning EBA MVP, talking a little bit of trash before the game. We got to make sure that we're taking everything personal out here, like Michael Jordan said. So we're going to start this one out, and I'm going to be looking for my teammates to start off this game. We all know that I can get going with the scoring, but if we can get our teammates involved, get them in the rhythm as well, as we drop a nice 3-point play right there, get a green light, then everything will be a lot easier for us if our teammates are also a weapon. But nonetheless, man, we also got to go to our bread and butter early. Setting a screen, popping at the 3-point line, taking what the defense is going to give us as we come up here, setting another screen, getting some more space. I'm going to hit a little pump fake. Don't want to force up any bad shots. Seeing how they're going to play up against Chris Bosh out here, they're going to give us a cushion, so we're going to knock it down. Now trying to set a screen. Teammate does not want to take the screen right there, but we do just get to the open spot, and we'll take the easy mid-range. So a quick 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist to start out this championship game. Now later in the second half with a 13-point lead starting off this third quarter, we're going to hit a little jab step. We're going to activate our Boxing Day GOAT skill. We're just going to settle right behind that screen right there and knock down our jumper. So now we do have access to our 3-ball being boosted. But for now, we're going to be enjoying this boosted dunk ratings and our boosted rebounding ratings. We're going to push the lead up to 18 now as I settle for a go-to shot, hand in our face. It is nothing for CB4. You guys can see we are just flowing out there. This last game ended up not being too crazy as we get a nice dunk down low. And honestly, Chris Bosh, we were able to dominate the high school scene. Now we're able to dominate the professional scene over here in France. I think it is safe to say that without a doubt, we're ready to go to the NBA and start our journey over there and seeing if we could dominate in the same way as we get ourselves a nice alley-oop finish. Beautiful pass on that one. And now in the fourth quarter, as we do wrap this one up, the score is 38-61. We got a mismatch on us. There's no way we're going to even see him on the jumper. We're going to take that easy one right there. And once again, we get ourselves another mismatch. We're attacking the mismatch. Mass in the house, up to 40 points and 13 rebounds in this championship game. We're going to finish this one off with a nice little layup out in transition. Bump the lead up to 36, and that is going to be enough to do it to secure a championship overseas.
MP, what comes next for you? Will you enter the draft? Right now you're projected as a second rounder. Any chance you come back to FC Basket for another season?
I love France, but my goal is the NBA.
And so boom, there it is, our 60-99 overall grind. We are going to be heading into the NBA draft. We get ourselves a nice little quest completion right there that is going to give us 2,500 VC. But like they said, we are projected to be a second round pick. Even after all of our domination in high school, all of our domination in France, they still don't think we're going to be going in the first round. So being a second round projected pick, we want to make sure that we end up in the right situation for us. But before we do enter this NBA draft process, we are going to be making some upgrades to our build. We have 7,600 VC to work with. So I decided to upgrade our driving dunk. I decided to upgrade our post control so we can have access to that bronze post fade phenom. I'm also going to be upgrading our rebound up to a 70. Some days did go by of me not playing this build, but of course, whether or not you're putting money in the game, it obviously makes sense to pick up your daily reward. So I do want to show the daily rewards we were able to pick up. We were able to pick up 500 VC and then another 2,000 VC. And then we were able to grab 1,500 VC and also another 2,000 VC from our daily spins. And after all those daily spins, that is going to be able to take us up to 6,400 VC in our bank. We're going to hang on to that for now. And now heading into the NBA, we are going to be equipping the long dreads. Obviously, they don't have Chris Bosh's exact hairstyle, but I do want to get that flow of the dread. So we're going to be having this one equipped for now. And then, you know, if we ever want to change it up, rock the short hair like his Miami days, we can always do that, obviously. But before we do start this NBA draft process, I do want to start getting our SIGs, trying to look a little bit more like Chris Bosh. So I did decide to dump our VC that we were able to get from those daily spins, and I decided to put it into our mid-range. This is so we can have access to a better signature jumper. And once again, the goal being to have this jump shot look a lot more like Chris Bosh. So I really am happy with the Julius Randle base. I do think it does a pretty good job at representing Chris Bosh's wide base and bending his knees and everything like that. But the uppers is what I did want to change. So we decided to go with 60% Jalen Williams and 40% Nikola Jokic. After that, you guys can see a little update of every animation that we currently do have equipped. Once again, we're only a 70 overall, so we don't have access to everything that eventually we will have on this build, obviously, but this is what we are going to be going with to start our NBA draft process. And just to show you guys a little bit more of this jumper in live action, I do think it is a little bit more smooth. It doesn't look as much like Julius Randle anymore. The goal is to look like CB4 out there. And so here we go. Now that we have our jumper and our animations in order, it is time to work out for a team. That's right, we're going to be going in the second round. We're going to have a lot of control and say of where we want to play. It's going to be all about fit in this second round. And of course, man, this is a Raptors Chris Bosh build. We got to go and play in Toronto. We have some unfinished business out there. Let's do this.
All right, listen up. Every team does its workouts differently, but we'll be putting you through full scrimmage. Anyone can look good in drills. We need to know if you can do it in the game.
And our first taste of NBA action is going to be a full scrimmage up against the Toronto Raptors starters. We're going to be playing with the second unit out here, and we're going to be matched up against Jakob Poeltl. But yeah, you guys, I did decide to go with the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors, they're definitely not an overpowered team. Expectations are not high going into next season, but they do have some really good pieces like Scotty Barnes. They do have Brandon Ingram now. Grady Dick is really nice. They also have Jamal Shed off the bench. They have Emmanuel Quickly as their starting point guard. Jakob Poeltl at the center position. He can definitely help us out, especially as we start our NBA career. We're not going to have high strength. We're not going to have super high rebounding. So up against those bigger, tougher matchups, I do think Poeltl can really help us out. But we're going to be starting out as a 70 overall. We're not going to be the man here. Probably not going to be very good as a team. And I completely understood that. I do think having our Chris Bosh build rocking the Raptors threads will look really cool. So yeah, we did decide to play for the Raptors. But you guys can see this draft workout process is going amazing for us. We have 8 points. We have 4 rebounds. And the second unit, we're leading the second unit to a W out here. We have a 14-2 lead on the game. I'm knocking down mid-ranges over the starting center. It's looking really good out here. And on this play right here, you guys are going to see there's a little bit of beef going on with Scotty Barnes. You guys can see he is wearing the number 4 jersey, and obviously Chris Bosh in Toronto, he wore number 4. So there's a little beef brewing right there. The current franchise player up against potentially the future franchise player currently trying out for his team. He's saying that he's the number 4 around here, but nonetheless, we are going to get this win, leading the second unit.
Excellent work, man. Really well done.
Man, I really appreciate that, coach.
Miami's on the phone. They're seriously considering drafting you. They're offering to make you a starter on day 1.
And how crazy is this, you guys? So as we enter the NBA draft process, the workout went great with the Toronto Raptors. They're letting us know, hey man, we're going to take you in the second round if you're still there. They will be bringing us off the bench as we are 70 overall. Then on draft day, our agent lets us know that the Miami Heat are interested in us. And not only that, they're offering us a starting position. Now, this is something that I did strongly consider. I think on paper, the Miami Heat, definitely, they do have more star power with Bam. They have Tyler Hero. They also have Kel'el Ware down low, who I think has a lot of potential. They also have Andrew Wiggins, who's a nice 3-and-D piece. And then they also picked up Norman Powell in the off season, but they've already retired the number 1 jersey for Chris Bosh. So if we did go to the Heat, we wouldn't ever be able to throw on the number 1 jersey. And for that reason, and also this is a Raptors inspired Chris Bosh, we did decide to go with our original decision. But I do think that that's pretty poetic that they do offer us to play for the 2 teams that Chris Bosh played for in his career.
Yeah, tell him thanks, but no thanks. I'm good on the original plan.
And so there it is. We are officially a Toronto Raptor. We have officially made it to the NBA. And speaking about jersey numbers, like I said, number 1, it is retired over there in Miami for Chris Bosh. But you guys are probably thinking, Scotty Barnes wears number 4 in Toronto. And also the number 1 jersey is taken by Grady Dick. And while that is true, as of right now, we cannot wear number 1 or we cannot wear number 4. I did check really quick on my Luka Doncic build, who is a 99 overall, and he is able to wear any jersey number on the Toronto Raptors. So I'm assuming once we get to either a high enough overall or we get to a high enough teammate grade, we will eventually be able to take any jersey number we want. So to start out our NBA career in Toronto, we're going to decide to rock the number 0 jersey. You can't spell Raptors without an O, you can't spell Toronto without an O, and you can't spell Bosh without an O. So I figured, you know what, let's rock the big O out there up until we show that this is our team out here in Toronto. We show that we're the franchise player, and then we can eventually take that number 4 jersey and also rep the number 1 whenever we want it. But yeah, that's where we're going to end things off for episode number 2. So in episode number 3, that is going to be our NBA debut. So definitely stay tuned for that. Drop a like if you guys are ready for an NBA debut in Toronto. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. Subscribe if you're new and you want to see more of it. But other than that, man, I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.